Hi guys, welcome to Contech. This particular tutorial has been broken down into different factions, and in this particular episode, we intend to build the first 3 pages of the mobile app. And here we will teach you how to start with the status bar, probably create a logo. It's not a must that you must have a strong skill in designing of logo. There are so many platforms online where you can easily get resources to facilitate your project. And I will also teach you how to transition from a particular page to the next page. That's through the help of the prototype. You either are using a Mac system or your system using a Mac OS, you click on desktop app for Mac OS. And if you are using a Windows enabled system like mine, you click on desktop application for Windows. So because I already have this software on my system, I really don't need to install it again. Like I said, this is what we intend to build today. All you're seeing here, don't let it get you intimidated in any way. The process of achieving this is extremely simple, and the process is actually next to none. So that I won't get you overwhelmed with the entire tutorial, I've decided to break it down into different sections, in different segments. So in this particular segment, we intend to build just what you are seeing here, these 3 things, these 3 pages. And in this series, I will teach you how you can get your status bar. For those of you that don't know what they call a status bar, a status the time, the network, and the battery of the phone. So I will teach you how to put in a text in your project, and I will teach you how to either color grade or use an image as your background item. Some people might like to use an image, or some people might like to use color. Either ways, whichever one you prefer. In this particular project, we intend to build a fitness app. So this is the Figma interface. This is what it looks like. The first thing you do is you name the project, whichever name that comes to your mind, any name at all. But here I'm going to name my project ConGym or ConGM. Although there are shortcuts for a lot of all these things, but in this particular series, I don't intend to bore you with all those shortcut buttons. so that the entire thing that we're trying to achieve here will not get you overwhelmed. So I intend to walk you through the entire process like you are a novice, like I am just introducing you to the world of UI UX. You click on frame. So here in the frame, you see the design. Under the design option, there are so many sections there. You have the one for phones, the one for tablets, the one for desktop, presentation, for watch, maybe a smartwatch, for paper, social media, and so on. So today, I intend to choose the phone section. And which phone should we choose? Okay, let's go for iPhone 14 Pro Max. So here you go. So this is the first page of our project in the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Oh, for you to understand what we just did now, you go to your prototype. Sorry, for you to understand what we just did now, you click on play. There's a shortcut for that, but just follow your mouse. I actually advise you to, as you are learning this, we advise you to be repeating the same process with me, just so that you can have a proper understanding of what I'm trying to explain. When we start creating some of these things, I will advise you to learn a good way of laying out some of the projects so that everything can align properly. So a very good way to align your projects properly in Figma is to make sure you use the layout grid. For me, personally, I don't always use the layout grid, but just know helps you to properly space out things and to be sure that whatever you're building is making a whole lot of sense. And another thing I forgot to let you know is um, when you decide to use grid, the layout grid only shows on the design page. The layout grid does not show while you are trying to check out your presentation. Just like you have it here, it's not showing, but it will only help you to properly align whatever you are trying to achieve. Now, let us start the project. We can all remember what the interface of an iPhone looks like. At the top here, you're supposed to have the time, the battery, and the network that you are using. These things are stuff that you and I can both build from the scratch, but to save you time, Figma has decided to help uh, developers to with resources, with free resources online, whereby they can get some of all these things like the status bar and some other exciting resources kits out there. So let me show you how you can get the status bar from the internet. finally, here, this is it. This is what it looks like. Here, click on this and this. Click on this. If you are using, you click on this, you copy. Then come back to your main design. You open, you paste. You go back to the UI template. Copy. And you paste. So here we go. You can see those lines. The function of those lines is to show you if the items you are moving about are properly aligned or on the same line with each other. Tend to do is to create a background image. So like I said earlier, you have various options. Either you create a background image or you use a color for your background notification. But here in this context, we intend to use a background image. This project are going to be in my are going to be available for you to download so that you can just design along with me. I'm going to drop the resources in the ground. So, like I told you, let's assume you want to use any color that you like. You can just come here. Let me show you again how I did it. You come to Fill, you choose image, and from there, you go to wherever you might have kept your files. Maybe it could be on your external hard drive, or it could be in your download folder. So, can you see? Very simple. It's not hard. So, we have been able to successfully create our background image. So, to confirm what you've done, you come here, you click on play. There you go. You can see it. Congrats. Your project is beginning to make some sense. Let me take you to the one I did initially. So the next thing we want to do now is to create a logo. So there are so many sites that you can go to. You can go to Wix to buy logo or probably create a logo, and if you are good with graphics design or Photoshop, that's an added advantage for you. So you look for text, you click on it. After clicking on it, so let's assume where we want to, the letter we want to use here is letter K. Type it, then move down to this place, to increase the font. Mm. You look at it. So in this particular one, I'm going to make it extra bold. Yeah. And I will just choose whichever font name that aligns with my expectations. So let's do this together. So in this contest, I think I'll go for impact. Or what do you think? No. I changed my mind. Not impact. Okay, I'll go for this. It's actually not a must that it must be the same font that I picked. So this is just like an illustration for you to have an idea of what it looks like to execute a project on Figma. So go here again, so you can see what it looks like. Yeah. Go back. So what's the next thing we are going to do here? So the next thing we will do here is we are going to so here you click on your text here again, and from the text, as soon as you click on the text, you will be able to write something on your interface. So I decided to copy and paste this because I've written it somewhere. So you can pause this video and just repeat the process the way I wrote that K. Click on T and write your supplement. So after doing that, then you continue. Just write under supplement. You click on text, then you write this. But don't get yourself worked up with some of these things that I'm writing here, because it's not your work to do. It's the work of your client to do. It's your client that will tell you that, oh, in this particular phase, this is how I want it to be, and that is how I want it to be. Because even before you are being given a work to do, they will give you a project outlay, like what the expectations are and what and what should be on each page. So come here, this level, then draw it. Looking at the rectangle, you can see that the four edges are sharp. So to make them have to change the corner radius of the edges, you click on that. And in this context, maybe we are going to use either 25 or 30. Let's try 25. It's not bad. I'll use 20 instead. Sorry, I'll use 30 instead. Yeah, much better. Okay. And for the width, let's use 170. And for the height, we should use 5. Oh, yeah, this looks great. I later changed my mind. I decided to use 55 for the x-axis and 722 for the y-axis. So it's not a must that you must follow that configuration. On your own, you can just decide to move it about. And if you are finding it very difficult to find your way around this, please don't forget the layout grid. You can always turn on the layout grid to see what you are doing, to be sure. And you always inspect what you've done here. So the next thing you do is to create this. In order to save time, I had to just copy and paste it from my resource file because I don't want us to waste much time in doing that. So you can pause the video and let that be an assignment for you. Pause the video and try and find your way around it to make sure that yours too has the same configuration as mine. So you bring it down. There you go. There you have it. As you can see, in my slide, you can see that we have two different pictures. So don't forget, changing the picture is extremely easy. You come to the fill, then you click on color. So if I want to change it to black, click on this. It has been changed to black. But right now we are going to use color white. So that's it. You inspect what you've created so far by checking out your presentation. Hold on. You noticed the two new slides that were introduced are not there yet. That's because my system has been disconnected from my internet. So whenever you are building anything on Figma, make sure that your internet connection is active. So now it has been stored in the cloud. Then you go back to it. Now you can see that we have it there. So have it in mind that Figma is also a SaaS in the cloud. That is why we call it SaaS. So on your own, you can read up about the meaning of SaaS to have a better understanding of what software as a service mean. Congrats once again, you've been able to build your first page. So let's move on to the second page. To build your second page, it is extremely easy. You do this, you copy this, and you paste it here. There you go. You align it, make sure they are both on the same line. Yeah. And another thing I forgot to tell you is for you to be able to have a better control of this, you must turn it to a component. And this is how you turn it to a component. You see? So you can rename this component. You can name it as slide. The benefit of making the three different icons into a component is it saves you time and it's easy or easier to edit or to do any form of modifications around it. A very good example is this. See, now whatever I do, we affect the three icons at once. Sorry, hold on. you noticed that the icon in the middle didn't move. That's because while I was trying to highlight it, I didn't select that one. So it wasn't part of the component. So we have to start that process all over again of making it a component. There you go. Now I can rename it again. We're going to rename it as slide. So to confirm if we've been able to correct the error, can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? I was able to move the three icons at once. So you can pause the video and check out all what I just did now to be sure that you are getting this. Second page, the only thing you need to do is to change the image. That's all. Like that is all. It's not hard. Change the image to this. Don't worry. I will give you a resource file where you can download all the things that I made use of. Yep. So you go check out your presentation. It's loading. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. You can see. So we repeat the same strategy for the third page. Come here again. You click on copy and you paste. You let it align with every other one. Is it well aligned? No. Yes, it is well aligned. So what do? Here? You change the image as well. So you go back to the design, and now you sketch out the login details with the sign up notification. Make sure they are properly aligned with each other. Always make use of your grid, but always make use of your grid to be sure that what you are doing is properly aligned. I'm not satisfied. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. You can see the edges are sharp, so we want it to have curved edges. So come here, go to the corner radius, click on 30. I like to use 30, but you can use 25 as well, but just use whichever one is okay by you. You can see the entire corner radius has been curved. So let's assume you don't want to curve out the entire corner radius. You can just pick a side, right? 30. So you can see you pick this other side, you pick the right hand side, 30. So that's it. Leaving out the two other edges. But for this project, we don't intend to mix the corner radius. We intend to use a universal value for the corner radius. So check it out. Check out our presentation. I think this is looking nice. So you go back to your text, you write login. Here you come, you write sign up. looking more like it. So click on the fill. You make this very transparent. As you can see, it is completely transparent. You can see the outline. So you come here, click on the stroke. Right now, we're about to change the color of the font. We are going to use white in this context. Let's see. Yes, that's been changed. And if you noticed, I made sure here I clicked on 2 just to make the outline of the stroke thicker, look thicker. Yeah. So that's it. What is next? So the next thing we're about to do now is the next thing we're about to do now is to learn how to prototype. To prototype, we are currently on the design icon on the design interface. Then you click on prototype. When you click on prototype, as soon as you click on this, you will see something that look like this. So you draw out this arrow to the next one. After drawing it out, you see different options like on top. On top means when the user decides to click on that first page, it will transit into the second page. So, what mode of transition do we want? Do we want it to be instant, or do we want it to move in? So, moving this way. So, let's use moving. Let's check out what we just did. You can see. So let's repeat the same procedure for this one. Yeah. So the settings is already there. Click on it again. We go to our presentation. Click on play. Yeah. We go. If you noticed, the slides in the 3 pages are the same. For a better user experience, go back to the design. To have a better user experience, convert this one, change this one back to black, while the one in the middle, change it to white. In other series, I will teach you a better way to for this slide transition. But because this is your first project, I don't want to get you overwhelmed with different styles or different ways of how this can be achieved. So I'm just trying my best to introduce the UI UX experience to you in a very simple way, in a way that even a dummy should be able to get it. I sincerely apologize for using that word. But in this context, I'm not calling you a dummy, but I just want you to know that this process is extremely easy for someone that has little or no knowledge of what the job description of a UI UX designer is. Another thing, if you have any observation, any question to ask me, please drop down a comment in the comment section. And if you like what I've done so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe and also share with your friends. And if you have any observation, if you have any feedback to give me, drop it down at the comment section, just like I said, and I will be willing to respond. So that is it. Congrats, you've been able to build your first UI UX, shall I say, landing page. So what is next? In the coming series, I will teach you what to expect when you log in or when you need to sign up. After signing up, how you can click on different portals, how you can make payment on this app, and how you can do different other things in the app to have a proper user experience. So this will be coming in the next tutorial. Thank you.